Yeah. Yo, what's up, good supposed and today we're doing a video. So, today I kind of want to talk about what are my predictions for the NBA playoffs, or at least the for the rest of the season, and my awards. So right now I'm gonna look at the standings. So right now, as we're speaking, I'm looking at the playoff race. Miami is the first seed in the East. Milwaukee is the second seed in the East. Philadelphia is the third seed. Chicago is the fourth seed. Boston's the fifth seed. Cleveland's the sixth seed. And in the plane right now is it's the Raptors, Nets, Hornets, and Hawks. So I'm gonna look through there because this is kind of where to play. So Miami is only 2.5 games. Milwaukee is only 2.5 games away from the first seed, while only being half a game in front of the 76ers, who's the third, but they could possibly drop down to fourth if they lose another game. Because both Philly and Chicago are just half a game away from Milwaukee. So could go from they could go from second to fourth in a matter of a few days. And they don't really have that much room for error. Because if they really mess up, they can drop down from the second seed to possibly maybe the fifth or sixth seed. Toronto, same thing for the team like Miami. If they start her going cold, even for like a couple of weeks, like they're gonna be probably like a third seed. My prediction is most likely either Milwaukee. My prediction is either gonna be Milwaukee, Miami, Philly, and Chicago. One of those teams are gonna be the first seed. They're that top four spot is probably most likely locked in. I see that the that's basically the 1 through 6 seed is basically locked in, kind of. It's gonna be kind of tough for like the Raptors. They have a chance they could probably they could probably sneak into that 6 seed. Brooklyn they barely have a chance to. I don't think they could. Cleveland's on a hot streak right now. Toronto, it's kind of yeah. Cleveland just lost their last two, so maybe they might have a chance, but they really have to cool off, and the Nets have to go on a huge winning streak, which they're already on a 3 game winning streak. So as long as they can stay healthy and start winning more, they could possibly get that 60 if they have to. So at the bottom of the plane, Charlotte and Atlanta are basically locked in, and it's not really going to make a difference between who's who's going if if Atlanta or who gets the ninth and who gets the 10th seed, because it's basically kind of locked up already. Because the Wizards are 3 games behind, the Knicks are 5 games behind, so it isn't like really locked, but it has to be like a bad losing streak, which which I feel like that's not going to be too bad. And plus, the Wizards and the Knicks are not doing well right now, so there's not really a chance they could do that. And other than that, the Pacers, Detroit, and Orlando already got eliminated from the playoffs. So it's like, yeah, they're already done. They're done. I think Detroit's about to get eliminated too. I think they're about to get eliminated too. And Indiana will get eliminated from the playoffs. It's just the Knicks and Wizards that I'm looking at who can. I don't think the Knicks will. The Knicks will probably not make it in that playing spot. because they're dealing with injuries and other stuff. So I don't think the Wizards have a decent chance. It's just they they just gotta keep on winning, and they just gotta win, and hopefully one of those two teams at the bottom of the play would start losing, and that's really it. Now let's go on to the Western Conference. Phoenix at the number one seed. Memphis is the number two. Actually, Golden State and Memphis are tied for second. Utah at three. Actually at four. Dallas at five. Denver at six. Minnesota at in seven. The Clippers are at eight. The Lakers are at nine, and the Pelicans are at at tenth. And the and Portland is at 11, and San Antonio is at 12. I'm I got two things. Phoenix is going to get the best record in the league easily. They got a huge lead on everybody else. They got nearly a 10 game win streak, 10 game difference between. Get, just I'm recording it now. They, they got nearly a 10 game difference between the records in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. So they just gotta keep on winning, and that's simple. I feel like Memphis and Golden State are gonna be fighting for the second seed because if they face like I kind of want Golden State to get that second seed, kind of. I mean, kind of because I'm looking at this playing spot, and I know 100% a healthy Clippers because it's most likely gonna be a healthy Clippers. It's beating. It's beating. It's gonna be one of the better teams in the play. They're gonna be the best team in the plane. So a healthy Clippers against the Timberwolves, I'm saying they're not making it. So I would I'm kind of watching this second and third seed because I already know the the Clippers they're going to probably be they're going to probably get that seventh seed because they're probably going to beat the Wolves. They're going to probably beat Minnesota in that playing game. So I'm watching here. I'm kind of watching here that fourth or fifth spot too. It's not really a difference. It's just going who's going to get home court advantage. Do I think Minnesota has a chance to sneak into that sixth spot so they can lock into the playing playoffs? Um, no, not really. Like they kind of might have a chance, but it's gonna be kind of hard. The Clippers already said they just gotta probably stay in that eighth spot, and I just hope that Kawhi and Paul George get healthy before the play in, like they come back in like a week or two, and then they come back, and then I kind of want them to come back early. Like I would like a little playing matchup, and the Lakers. Ooh, the Lakers have been having a horrible season. They're definitely not going to get that eighth spot. And they're praying that the Clippers do not lose to the Wolves. Because I know one thing for sure. If a healthy Clippers team versus a healthy Lakers team, I know that's going to be entertaining, but I know the Lakers probably ain't winning that. Especially with the dysfunction they have this season. Oh, no, they ain't getting that far. The Pelicans, they got to hope that Zion gets back soon so they can lock in that playing spot. Because Portland and San Antonio are right behind them. Portland's like half a game. Portland's half a game behind the Pelicans, and the Spurs are a game and a half behind. One small slump and their season's over. If they slump now, it's gonna be over. And then Sacramento, their season's done. I don't know. They're just a dysfunctional franchise. OKC and Houston, they're rebuilding, so there's no real thing. So now I kind of want to make some predictions. Who do I have as my last two playing teams? Who do I have at the standings? I think let's start off with the Eastern Conference. I think Miami will probably hold on to that first seed. I feel like Milwaukee will just barely edge. I think the standings will stay the same, except for that playing spot. Brooklyn is going to go who as the seventh seed. They're going to beat Toronto in the playing. Atlanta, they're going to barely beat out the Hornets, barely in the playing. So they're going to get that eighth seed. No, they're going to get they're going to face the Raptors, and who do I think is going to win that game? I think Atlanta will barely make it out with their playoff experience. Obviously, yeah, they have, the Raptors do have some playoff experience, but obviously they're not the same team they were just 3 years ago. So I I think it's gonna be an entertaining matchup, but it's gonna be close. So that's my 7 and 8 seed. It's gonna be Brooklyn at 7 and Atlanta at 8. So the first round matchup is going to be Miami versus Atlanta, Milwaukee versus Brooklyn, Philadelphia versus the Cavs, Boston for Chicago versus Boston. That's pretty good. And my Western Conference standings, they're basically going to be the same, except for the play. But I have a little. I willing to say Golden State, which is barely edge out Memphis, and I'm looking for the day that Golden State and Memphis plays each other. That's the day that's going to matter who's getting that second seed and who's getting the third seed. Because if Memphis wins that game, they're 100% getting the third seed. No matter if Golden State has the same record as them, they're getting the second seed. If Golden State can win that game, ooh, I don't know what they're going to do when it ties, but it's probably going to just be whatever the record is. So Golden State will probably need Memphis here to lose his game, and then they beat Memphis again. But that's really it. I think Utah and I think Utah is going to stay at the fourth seed, and Dallas is going to be at the fifth seed. I think I think Denver's going to stay at the sixth seed. Now let's look at the plan. With a healthy Kawhi Leonard and a healthy Paul George, with their depth, I am 100% going to take the Clippers to beat the Wolves, the Timberwolves in the playing game. 100%. They're going to beat them. It's going to probably be a blowout, most likely. So it's going to be a blow. And uh, and and the Clippers are going to be going to the eighth seed. And who do I think in the second play game on in the Western Conference? LA versus New Orleans. I forgot to talk about this spot. I think New Orleans is going to stay. I think Portland is going to try to take. I don't know why, but I just feel like Portland is not going to keep this up. Like they're going, I feel like the management is going to be like, bro, we're not letting this team get in the playing spot and get that ninth seed or maybe 10th seed, and we ain't getting the first round picks, and David's going to be mad. No, no. So I think Spurs. It would be nice 100%, but I don't think it might. So New Orleans is probably going to stay at the 10th seed. And who do I think will be that win that game? I have the Lakers just barely beating out the Pelicans. just by experience. I am serious. I am. And the Minnesota versus the Lakers. Ooh, that's gonna be a tough game. But I think the Lakers will win that game because yeah, their defense ain't good, but they just gotta lock in on. They just gotta hopefully lock in on defense, just lock in all together. Like they got good defenders, like Avery Bradley. I think Stanley Johnson's a good defender. I ain't been watching Lakers games, so I don't know. But but they got good individual defenders. It's just a team that defensively is just horrible. So yeah. So as my seeds are going, Phoenix versus the Lakers in the first round. Golden State. I actually have Golden State go into that second seed versus the Clippers. Memphis versus the Nuggets, and Utah versus Dallas. Who do I think? And no, who's first? I honestly going to be having Phoenix, Golden State, and Memphis moving on to the second round, and I'll have Utah barely edging out the the. Now let's go into the predictions. So I'm going to stay on the Western Conference for here. Phoenix is going to absolutely destroy. It's going to beat LA in 5 games. Golden State will beat the Clippers in 7. Memphis will beat Denver in 6. Utah will beat Dallas in 7. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. Miami will beat Brooklyn in 7 games. Milwaukee, I actually did the order. Miami will beat Atlanta in 6 games. Milwaukee will beat Brooklyn in 7 games. Philadelphia will beat the Cavs in 5. Chicago will beat the Celtics in 6. Now let's stay on the Eastern Conference for the second round. Um, Miami will beat Philadelphia in 7. Milwaukee will beat Chicago in 6. On the Western Conference side, Phoenix will beat Memphis in 7. Golden State will beat Utah in 5. Now let's stay on the Western Conference. This is going to be tough. Golden State it will win in 7 games. I know. Milwaukee will beat Miami. Actually, I changed my vote. 76ers are going to the conference finals. Milwaukee will beat the 76ers in 7 games. Golden State versus Milwaukee. Who do I think will win? I will have Golden State win in 7. I'm kidding. I'll have Milwaukee win in 7. Actually, I don't know. I think it will probably most likely be Milwaukee beating Golden State 7 to win back-to-back champions. So who are my? So what are my predictions? I predict Milwaukee will win. I'm kidding. Golden State 7. Golden State will win in the 2022 championship, NBA championship. I I know I'm kind of biased here, but I said 7 games, so it's gonna be basically whoever's game. Okay. So yeah, that's how I feel about the playoffs. That's my predictions with like a month left in the season. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye. I'm out. Oh yeah, I forgot. Social media links are in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye. I'm out. Peace. Also, I'm going to make a video on March Madness on the main channel. Peace. Oh, come on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye. I'm out.